We all sprang forward, didn't we?
Sprang forward.
Ready? Yeah. All right. Here we go.
I got up this morning singing, God is so good. So good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. My God is so good to me. Feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. I am feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. I said I'm feeling good down in my soul. God is so good. My God is so good to me. In my time of trouble, God is so good. In my time of trouble, God is so good. I said in my time of trouble, God is so good. My God is so good to me. In my time of triumph, I said God is so good. In my time of trouble, I said God is so good. In my time of triumph, God is so good. My God is so good to me. I'm singing when the day is over. I'm singing God is so good. When the day is over, I'm singing God is so good. When the day is over, I'm singing God is so good. My God is so good good. I said every day and every way. God is so good. When I take the time to praise the Spirit, God is so good. My God is so good to me. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. I got up this morning singing, God is so good. My God is so, my God is so, my God is so good to me.
Millie! Let's keep going. Y'all want to stand and sing?
Pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit, pour yourself in me, pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit. Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your love in me. Pour your love into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your life in me. Pour your life into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour your life in me. Pour your life into my heart. Oh, wonderful Spirit. Pour yourself in me. Pour yourself into my heart. Whoa, wonderful Spirit.
all good, all good, holy, holy. Good morning, Unity Church of Overland Park. All of you in the room and those of you who are tuning in online today with us or in the future, we call you into this sacred space. I'm Reverend Jacquie Fernandez, and it is my great joy to serve as your senior minister.
As it's mine to serve as your Associate Minister of Operations.
Reverend Eileen Strulak.
That's me? Oh yeah, that's me, my name.
Here's what I learned,
I
right?
lost an hour of sleep last night, all right?
You and me both. But you got to tell them what to call you. Or they will use their imaginations to choose what to call you.
I see.
Yeah.
Good
So we want to
point.
make sure
Good point.
we say
Thank
the
you.
name. We say the name. Yeah, okay. Y'all looking good this morning. How you feeling? Yeah? Well, who needs an extra hour of sleep? Not us, right? We are here, and Spirit is pouring itself through us. Thank you so much, Millie, for those where'd she go? For those opening words, those opening songs, such beautiful affirmations, and we'll be bringing those in to establish this sacred space, this holy ground. So we center in to the one power, one presence, animating each and every one of us and each and every moment. This day, the day that God as us has made. So we rejoice, we are glad in it, glad to be co-creators of it. And because we are alive, anything is possible today. So we embrace the possibility. We embrace Spirit and the identity of self that is fully divine, just as we embrace the identity of self that is fully human. And we are grateful on this day for knowing self, divine, human. Just as we are, we arrive at this day available for all that Spirit would be through us. We arrive centered in truth, available for all love, all good, all wisdom, all flow. And we simply yield to possibility. It is with this knowing that we expand the presence of love through us as a beacon of light into the world, allowing our love, our presence, our light to seek and find anywhere that there is a forgetting of that one presence and power. And we breathe illumination. We breathe the presence, the remembrance of God into each and every soul, each and every thought, each and every circumstance. And we say, thank you, God, for being the light bearers. Thank you, God, for our knowing of what is possible through us. And it is in this knowing that we speak our foundational affirmation together. The words are on the screen. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good. Thank you, God.
So we stay in that energy of the one presence and power as we move into a moment or two of blessing the prayer requests that have been sent our way. And in Unity's Daily Word publication for this morning, the opening affirmation simply says, I welcome the light. I welcome the light of God within us and within all people. In this moment, we see that light illuminating itself gently and yet very powerfully within the hearts and minds and spirits of those who have asked us to stand in prayer with them for whatever may be on their hearts this day. whether it be a time of great light and joy or a time of challenge and darkness. Clarity comes when we illumine whatever it may be with the light of Spirit. It shines itself upon answers, next steps, wisdom, guidance, strength, and so much more. And so we see ourselves and all people with whom we pray today gently falling into that light, allowing it to surround them, enfold them, and guide them to their highest and greatest good. And for the privilege to stand in this sacred space of prayer, and for so much more, we are indeed grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Yes, we are grateful. Yes, we are grateful. Thank you, Reverend Jacquie, Reverend Eileen. Thank you, Millie. Let's all sing. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me. Gratitude behind me. Gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful for Tiffany, the bearer of facts and fun information. Yes?
Fonts of information.
The font.
Yeah. No.
Times New Roman.
Yes, that's it. No, Arial. No, just kidding. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, in a kind of a weird confluence of events, I'm flying solo up here on the stage. But good morning to everybody out there. And I am grateful. On my way here this morning, I kind of had a little non-situation that kind of got me out of my gratitude. And so being here this morning and kind of grounded in all this amazing energy, I'm just like reconnecting. So thanks to everybody for that. And thanks, let's give a little shout out to our music team. We've got our Reverend Fred Albers, James Albright, Terry Swope, thank you so much. Jacob Marshall, thanks for being here, interpreting for us today. And thanks as always to Reverend Eileen and also to Reverend Jacquie for all of their leadership. And then today, Reverend Jacquie, her talk is Envisioning Your Life. So very much looking forward to that. All right, so here's my font of information. We have a few announcements. On Saturday, March 18th, that's a week from yesterday, I will be offering a workshop at the Plex Pod here, and it's called 2023 Self-Care Reboot. It's from 9 in the morning until 11 in the morning. We try to make it a little bit early so that everybody who's invested in March Madness basketball can still get all their basketball in for the day, and a little self-care in the morning. It's going to be fun and guided and very interactive, and we're just really going to have a good time. And so even if you think, oh, I've got self-care all handled, come anyway, because maybe you have something to teach other people, and just maybe you'll find a way of reconnecting with anything that's out of practice for you. A lot of people have already registered to attend, which is wonderful, so still check it out. There will be a Zoom option, and also we'll have ASL support provided, and you can register. There's a sign-up sheet in the back of the kind of our cafe area, but also you can register online. Oh, I'm sorry, where is it? Oh, it's on this table, sorry. Okay, it's on the table, so it's not in the cafe. It's right back here, right under John. Okay, last Sunday, if some of you were here and stayed for the Good Faith Network, we heard from McKenna Parker from the Good Faith Network, and she is amazing. I'm sure you all, if you were here, appreciated her energy. And you heard of a very important meeting taking place on Tuesday, March 21st. So that's coming right up next week. This is the Solutions Briefing, and it's a time when all of the churches and people in the Good Faith Network can come together and learn about the outcomes of the research on the current initiative, this year's initiative, which is about affordable housing in Johnson County, and actions that are already being taken on two other initiatives, the previous initiatives, which are ending homelessness and addressing mental health care access in Johnson County. So mark your calendars. You don't have to do anything at that meeting, but if you're interested in what the Good Faith Network is up to, research that's already been done, and also progress on the other two initiatives, it's going to be a really informative meeting, more informative even than the other meetings that they've had so far this year. Part of that meeting will also be helping us in the Good Faith Network to prepare for the major event that's taking place on May 2nd called the Nehemiah event. I am personally inviting everybody in this room to come on May 2nd to the Nehemiah event. Even if you do nothing else in the Good Faith Network, please mark your calendars for May 2nd. It's a really important meeting, and it's important that we all turn out and just have a presence, a strong, big presence at that meeting. So personal invitation to every single person. I know you, so I'm inviting you. And that's when all of the work is going to be presented to local leaders and decision makers in Johnson County. So going back a step, the next meeting is on Tuesday, March 21st, and it's at 6 o'clock in the evening, and that will be at Grace United Methodist Church in Olathe. So please mark your calendars for that. Okay, also, the Good Faith Network, because they are up to all kinds of good faith things, they are co-hosting an iftar dinner with the Dialogue Institute on April 4th at the Indian Heights United Methodist Church on Knoll Drive in Overland Park. And that starts at 6:45 p.m. The iftar dinner is associated with the Muslim fast of Ramadan. During Ramadan, Muslims fast from drinking and eating from pre-dawn to sunset, and the iftar meal is a tradition to break the fast together with family, friends, and neighbors at sunset, and it's meant to build bridges across neighbors. And so we'll have more details coming about that in our e-news this week, but we definitely encourage you to check that out if that's something that's interesting to you. And then the very last thing that I need to tell you is that on Saturday the 15th of what? April. Thank you, because I don't think it said it in here. On Saturday the 15th of April, the Sisters of Myrtle group at Unity Village Chapel is sponsoring a day retreat. It is called Women Rising 2023. It's a day of sacred renewal. And that will be held in the Grand Ballroom on the grounds at Unity Village from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The focus is on creative expression and personal power. And just a few of the speakers include Reverend Jacquie Fernandez, and also Dr. Rima Bonario and Reverend Myra McFadden. So most of us know some of those names, and it would be good to to take part in this. The Reverend Myra McFadden is the senior minister at Unity North, Kansas City. There will also be interactive programs and vendor booths available. This retreat has sold out the past few years, so you're going to want to get your tickets soon. Tickets are only $40 for the day. Registration information is available in the e-news. So now, will you join me together in speaking our vision? A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
Thank you, Tiffany. You did the work of two people there. Wow. Millie.
You must always remember, life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when so much is on the line. But you can make a difference with courage. You can set things right. The gift to dream and make dreams real is yours and mine. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life will be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one. Each of us is chosen. There's a mission just for you. Just look inside, you'll be surprised what you can do. The power of one begins with believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life will be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key to the power of one. Then one by one, we can make the world a better place. The power of one begins in believing. It starts in the heart, then flows through the soul and changes the world. Imagine how life will be when we stand in unity. Each of us holds the key. It's inside of you and me. Each of us holds the key to the power of one.
Millie. I mean, that did not feel like the power of one. But that indeed is the power of one. Do you feel it? Do you feel the embodiment of power that she just demonstrated for us? Thank you for that demonstration. I know some of you are still recovering from last week. I don't have any $100 bills up here with me, so. But I've been getting messages, and so if you weren't here last week or weren't watching online, I had Monopoly money up here, which we talked about, and I tore it up, and then I pulled out a real $100 bill, and we talked about that, and I tore it up, to the gasps across the room. And then we had another $100 bill, and I asked who in the room deserves this, and the first person that raised their hand got it. Whew, and people have been working with that all week long. Even Friday, I was getting text messages, I just don't think I can tear up a $100 bill. And here's the thing, it's not a spiritual truth or dare. It's not a game. It's not something that you have to do to prove anything. It was simply a demonstration to, like we talked about, loosen up some of the crud that we have packed around us in our relationship with money and with our own sense of prosperity that even goes beyond just money. Because the question I asked is, do you believe the universe can replace this paper? To which there was a resounding yes. And then I asked the question, if I come down off the platform and approach you and your purse and your wallet and ask you to hand me your cash to tear up, then do you think no? People were clutching purses they didn't even have. And so I know that that exercise has been working in us collectively, and that's so good when we as a group are working on ideas, because there is more power then in the work and in the idea and the impact that our collective learning has, not just in our community, but in our communities and in the world. So we're moving forward now. We started with Reverend Eileen kicking us off, and we talked about naming, claiming, sharing, and demonstrating our dreams, our intentions, our desires. Then last week was about gratitude, adopting an attitude of gratitude. And today is about visioning your life. And so each of these ideas and concepts build. So it's not just isolated ideas that you can just sort of cherry pick. They are all working all the time and as a skill set to experience absolute abundance. The ideas build on each other. So we're pulling things forward with us. If you have the workbook, and do we have more of these available out there? I think there are 2 left. 2 left. And if those 2 get taken today, don't feel bad about it. We can have more printed, okay? And they're also available for download on our website, so you can get them there as well and have a digital version. Even if you're not in a small group, get one for yourself and do the work in it. There are so many good daily and weekly practices in this workbook. So if you have been working with it and practicing, you know that. And you know there's lots of opportunity to write affirmations. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit in the context of visioning our lives. Right? Affirmations are a very useful tool to get us from here to there, to whatever vision we hold for what we want to be, for what we want to experience later today, tomorrow, next week, next month, later this year, next year, in the next 5 years. Affirmations can help get us, move us, because we claim the truth in this moment. And we claim the truth that maybe we aren't living fully, maybe we aren't even really experiencing or expressing, but we want, we desire to be and to live in this particular truth or in this particular way. And so what we want to avoid is the trapping of futuring ourselves. And the trapping in an affirmation of futuring ourselves is to say, I am becoming debt-free. I'm gonna be, by December 31st, 2023, debt-free. Because when we lock it down as an affirmation, I am becoming or I am going to be, then we are locking down ourselves in the state of never being it. Right? Never experiencing it. We're always becoming. We're always growing into this thing that it stays elusive to us because we are affirming the process of healing, of becoming. Anything that ends with an ing, then we are just in the movement. Now, sometimes that is good We always want to be in a state of expanding or a state of growing, but we want to get really clear with our visioning, don't we? Don't we want to get really clear with them? Now, we don't want to get rigid, just like we don't want to hold our $100 bills like this, because when we do this, can anything else come to us? Nothing else, right? When we give, and we saw that last week, you remember, Jim came running up to the platform with a $20 bill. He was like, here, take this. So I did. I took it. And then I left it on the music stand for envy. Sorry, Millie. Should have been here last week. So I left it on the music stand. And it's okay to share this with you because Envy was sharing it afterwards. She put it in the offering. But then somebody else who didn't know that she had done that, somebody else took cash out of their pockets and gave it to her. I don't know if it was more or less than $20. It doesn't matter. What matters is the principle of flow. Envy didn't scoop up the $20 and hold it and grip it and walk around and leave with it. She opened. And then what happened? What was hers could not be denied her. Her hands were open and she was able to receive. That is the process of flow. And that is, sometimes really hard to trust. And it's okay for us to be in our humanity and to feel like, it's really hard to trust because here I am writing this bill, this check to pay this bill. And hey, I'm open and nothing's coming in. What a fine affirmation that is. Nothing's coming in. So we begin to observe our language and our beliefs and our desires. Do we desire that nothing is coming in? Whether it's health, friendship, love, wisdom, forgiveness, peace. Nothing's coming to me. Well, how tightly are we gripping to the experience we are currently in? Because the harder and the tighter we grip to the experience we are currently in, or to the process of becoming something, the harder it is to be in the new paradigm of our vision, into the fulfillment and expression and living of our vision. So let's talk about imagination and playfulness. So Reverend Ken talks about it in this chapter of the workbook, because we start out really good at imagination, don't we? Children, you want a master class on imagination. Grab your nearest 3-year-old or 4-year-old, but don't actually grab them. Hopefully it's one that you know. And watch, observe, take in how seriously they take their experience of play. How seriously the expression or the experience of imagination is. And don't we tend to grow out of that? Because we learn how the world really works. And then we lock ourselves into, this is the way it is, and this is how things work, and I've got to operate by these set rules and this set way of being, or these set of expectations that I've adopted for myself because I think someone else holds them for me. Or maybe they do actually hold them for me, but often we just think that it's a projection of what's coming from us, out of us. That is imagination gone wrong. When we start to find ourselves locking into disaster planning, that is a or dysfunction of imagination, a misuse of the power of imagination. Here we go again. This always happens. When I call my mom, I'm not actually talking about you, it's just an example. I'm going to call my mom, we're going to get in a fight. Or she's going to judge me, or she's going to complain. Or I'm going to talk to my grown daughter or son, and they're not going to communicate with me, they're not going to connect with me, they're going to get mad at all the questions I'm asking. And then I'm going to feel the distance instead of the closeness that I want. But we begin to plan for the disaster. I'm going to go to the doctor, and I know this pain is something worse. I just know this is bad news, so maybe I don't go. And then we put it off. And then what happens? The power of imagination goes to work, and it becomes something much worse. So we lock ourselves into these experiences not because we don't have imagination, but because we are just misapplying it. So, if we allow ourselves to grow into a childlike imagination, what are the limits? What are the limitations that children have with imagination? Zero. Kathy's shaking her head. No, they don't. They don't, because they don't know that there ought to be a limitation to it. I'll tell you, my daughter Jamie, she's 18 now. When she was 3, 4, she lived an entire year as a dog. An entire year. She wanted to be canine so much so. And I'm telling you, this child was committed. She ate her food on the floor. But I tell you what, she was a runner. You know, some kids, they're runners. Like, they just sprint off. And so if you're in public or in a parking lot, it can be very stress-inducing. But I tell you what, she's a dog. But Jamie, let me put your leash on. I did not use a real leash, but I would pantomime putting the leash, clipping the leash to her, and I would walk like this, and she would walk like this. It was amazing. It was amazing. All of a sudden, stress-free living. So I went with her in this world of imagination, and even though sometimes it was really embarrassing and I felt like projected that other people were judging me as a mother because I let my child eat with her face on the floor. But it was worth it. If nothing else, then she let me put her on a pretend leash, and she totally bought into it. And then we had safety in parking lot after parking lot and grocery store and, you know, all the other stores and public spaces. I didn't have to worry about it. Also, my very picky eater, if I told her that dogs love broccoli, she ate the broccoli. If I said this is a treat, she would eat whatever it was. Now, Jamie was still in there, right? And sometimes Jamie would give me a look like, I want you to know that I know that you're putting me on. And she would sigh. But then the pull for her was so strong. The commitment for her was so strong that she still would yield to whatever idea I was trying to present with her, whatever manipulation. But I mean, nap time, everything. So I just had to go with the idea that she is a dog. Now, sometimes it could be very frustrating. But I tell you, my heart would melt because she perfected the fine art of scratching behind her ear with her rear leg. There I go, her rear leg, her foot. Okay, so a year later, though, one day, she's no longer a dog, but she proceeds to spend the next year being whatever animal every day. It was a different animal. Maybe it would go on for a week, but here was the game. I had to guess when she would wake up what animal. And let me tell you what, you try guessing unicorn. You try guessing brachiosaurus. You try guessing lemur. You try guessing cheetah, okay? So sometimes it would be easy because there was a sound. There would be a sound that would make it obvious. Frog, you're definitely a frog. Turtle, newt, salamander. Do you live in the water? Are you amphibious? It would become a game of 20 questions, and sometimes I really just wanted her to get dressed and let's get out the door. But we couldn't get dressed until we knew what kind of animal she was, because she wanted the clothing to match the fur or the skin or the scales or whatever, feathers, whatever it was. So we had this process, so committed to imagination, that she would explore whether it was a real animal, a fossilized animal, extinct animal, fantastical animal. She wanted, and she would eat accordingly. She would move accordingly. She would nap accordingly. She would perch accordingly. So committed in this power of imagination to fulfill her heart's desire. So I have a question for you. Not what animal are you? But if you, in this moment, right here, right now, could be the silliest version of yourself, what would that look like? And I'm asking you online too. If you could be the silliest version of yourself right here, right now, what would that be? So you're not beholden to time, to space, to gravity, to your physical appearance. And so when I say silly, maybe you interpret that as fun. Maybe you interpret that as ridiculous, absurd, however you interpret it, in the energy of something you would want. What would that look like? Maybe you've got a limo waiting outside for you with paparazzi. The most ridiculous, absurd, fun, silly version of you. Maybe you're just doing a handstand. Maybe you have orchestrated all the chairs to rise. Maybe you're swinging from the rafters. What does that look like for you? What does it feel like for you? Something of your heart's desire in this moment that ignites fun and silliness and play and imagination. I'm going to ask you, you've got it? You got it? Anything? No? Some of you are like, all right, I don't know. Hi. Some of you are like, I don't know. What? Silly? That's way out of my box. Okay. Maybe just put a toe out of the box. Maybe just a hand. Oh, and now it's a paddle. Now you're in a canoe, and there's water all over the floor, and it's safe. There are no sharks, but you're just paddling away. So don't overwhelm yourself, because sometimes when all things are possible, then nothing is possible. Right? Sometimes we get overwhelmed because there's any possibility. I could do anything I want today, and you end up doing nothing because you've spent the day trying to decide what you should possibly be doing, and then it's nap time. And then now it's time to make dinner, and there went the day. So we're not going to get into overwhelm. We don't have to perform every possibility. We don't have to come up with and contrive the most silly, absurd, fantastical idea, but just something that takes you out of what actually is right now, something that you would want. Maybe it's just that you've got a cat in your lap. Right? Okay, now I'm gonna ask, you got it? Anybody still like? Maybe for you, the silliest thing is that you actually know what it is. Maybe that's it. So even if you commit to that, then something comes. If you take on the persona of being someone who knows how to be really silly in this moment, then you just let it happen. So now I'm gonna ask you to share with someone nearby. Can you be that brave? Because there's no right or wrong answer. We're not going to tear anything up. We're not going to blast it online. You're just going to share with the person next to you. If you're super brave and you're watching online, I invite you to put it in the comment to share. Or text it to a friend or to me if you've got my number. But share it right now. Speak it. Even just write it out. She can tell me.
Anything? Like, are you talking like even as I was a kid, or?
Right now in this moment.
Maybe if I was sort of an animal, or and I was on a tree and I was living in the forest, maybe. My family was super interested in like anything creative. I remember, making the different animal sounds in my family, like seal. They have a specific sound, so yeah, maybe I.
We got a seal. Yes. So we've got an iceberg. We got an iceberg, and you got a happy seal. All right. Let's bring it back. So now I want you to check in with your body, with your heart, with your mind. How do you feel? How do you feel right now? How does your body feel? Lighter. You feel a lightness. How does your heart feel? Maybe a little joy, happiness? Yeah, we feel that levity and that lightness, or that's the power of imagination at work, because you just allowed yourself to be unlimited by time, space, gravity, social expectations, right? Yeah, it's a big one. It's a huge one. Unlimited by your own physical perceived limitations. And I'm not dismissing that we have real physical limitations. But the point here is that when we allow our imaginations, fueled by our desire, to just simply express, how quickly we can allow ourselves to be in this space of unlimited expression, unlimited possibility. That is the energy that ignites your affirmation, that ignites the vision that you hold for your life in every level and in every space of your being. So you can take that exercise. When you find yourself rigid or gripping or holding on to something the way it is and not really sure how to let go, just stop and in this moment, in this space, how can I be the most absurd me? Not that that will literally take you to your affirmation or your vision for the future, but it gets you into the feeling tone. It gets you into the space of really feeling and embodying that sense of being without limitation. And that is a really good practice. It really is what our meditation practice is about, right? Is communing with the divine, is getting into the space of understanding that we are without limitation in every moment. That's what we want to bring from our meditation. But even in our rituals, we get rigid, which ends up having the experience of limiting us and limiting the outcome of that experience. So we want to explore and find new ways to capture that essence. Then go right into meditation with that. And then how does that feel? And how does that expand the vision? So perhaps you were like, okay, I will be debt-free by the end of 2024, because that's probably realistic and achievable. But maybe now, after doing this kind of exercise and feeling this levity, you're like, no, actually, I really want to be debt-free by the end of 2023. Maybe I want peace in my relationships, but, that's not all up to me, because so-and-so, I'm going to give them some time, and then I'm going to take my time, and then, or maybe I just need to close this relationship. It's not really meaningful for either one of us anymore. Or maybe I need to develop this relationship. And so then we get caught in our heads, and we get caught in making the plan. But when we are in a place of levity, forgiveness flows, peace flows. And then perhaps the thing that we're thinking that is bound by time and space is no longer bound by time and space, and maybe we just drop right into it. So we aren't in a space of becoming peaceful. Our affirmation is that I am co-creating peace in my life right now. And then there's that little voice that's like, yeah, right, but look at all these relationships where you don't have peace. And you're really worried about this, financial burden, or you're really worried about this, your housing situation, or you're really worried about your transportation, you're really worried about your friendships. Whatever it is, just let it go and recapture that feeling of being unlimited, that feeling of possibility and knowing. And now how will you step into that space? How will you step into the space of relationship, of finances, of planning your own home space, your transportation? How will you step into that being unlimited you? Because that is the truth in every moment, to the extent you allow it. To the extent you allow it. It's not spiritual truth or dare. It's not a measure of who is the most exquisitely spiritual, connected to the divine. It is, are you connecting to the God as you, in you, that is moving, living, breathing, animating you in each and every moment, has decided of all ways to be in the universe, has decided to be you. Unlimited. Unlimited. What does that feel like in your life? So as you vision your life, vision how you want to express. Maybe you're thinking, yeah, I actually don't need anything to change in my life. My life is what I was visioning for many years, and everything is here. Well, then what is your next state of expansion? Perhaps it's teaching. Perhaps it's holding space for others that they may also achieve such a state of being, such a presence. And if we are really honest, it is our nature to be expansive. So if we are really honest, there is something more that we want to expand into, to grow into, a new way of being. So then we allow. We simply allow. We don't lock ourselves into a state of, well, I should just be grateful for everything I have because it's really pretty good. So who am I to ask for more? You are the unique, unrepeatable expression of the one true holy presence in the universe. That's who you are. That's who you are, to want more, to be more, to desire more. That is the invitation for you this week. Vision your life, and then allow yourself to be in a tone of imagination, of limitlessness. You are unlimited, even by the confines of your own mind, your own experience, your own circumstances. They are not here to limit you. It is your context, yes, but it is not your limitation. So we're going to take all of this and we're going to take it into a time of meditation. So we'll begin with music and with the great, great affirmation. God is, I am. God is, I am. God is, I am. God is, I am.
God is. I am. God is. I am. God is. I am. Right here. Right now. Right here. Right now. God is, I am. God is, I am. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. God is, I am.
So with a breath, we center in. We allow the outer eyes to close or to soften as we open the inner eye to the vast expanse of the universe, living, moving, having its very being in us, as us. God is, I am. How then shall I vision my life? How then shall I be in the world? God is, I am. because we are alive today, anything is possible. We are not limited by our past. We are not limited by our future. We are in the moment with all possibility. Who then shall I be? How then shall I live? What then do I invite into this moment? If you feel a sense of fear welling up, you are probably onto something. You are probably leaning in to what is possible for you, to a deep desire of your heart that you have kept at bay for fear, for insecurity, for any kind of self-doubt, for putting the needs of others before yours. So sit with that fear, sit with that self-doubt, just notice it. But you don't have to grip it, you don't have to allow it to grip you. You can let it settle. Just like little Jamie wasn't concerned that she has no fur, no canines, no tail, no super acute hearing of a dog. She was not limited by her humanity to live her canine dream. Now someone else could look at her and say, but you're not actually a dog. But her lived experience was canine. Her lived truth, her memories now, were that she was a dog. So what is your truth? What if you could let go of any perceived limitation, or if maybe I shouldn't, or what will people think, or no, I don't have enough of this, that, or the other, or it's not how I was created, or how I was designed, or it's not in my nature. What if none of that, none of those thoughts, none of those ideas actually have any power to squash your dream, to limit your vision? So we allow the imagination to roam free. We bring in wisdom, love, compassion, understanding to guide and shape our vision, not to limit it, to guide and shape it. We name it, we claim it. With gratitude, we hold the vision. We affirm it as already true, because in mind it is already true, because you can see it, you can feel it, you can taste it. Therefore, it already is. Now we walk the paces of time and space to allow the unfolding. but in its essence, we affirm that which is already true. I am co-creating peace in my life today with God. I am prosperous and living abundantly. My body is restoring to perfect health and order. I am creating relationships that support my well-being. My workplace is designed to support my spiritual and emotional and intellectual growth. God is, I am. God is, I am. We take this truth into silent contemplation and we allow this to be the birthplace of vision like never before. Because in this moment, we are unlimited like never before. Because we allow the knowing of this truth to embody us like never before.
because God is, and because you are, and because all those that have come before us have been, we are as Unity Church of Overland Park. And we have much more to do. We have much more to become. We spoke our vision earlier in the service, and that is a vision that we want to continue to manifest one day at a time, one step at a time. And one thing that we stand on very firmly in this ministry now for nearly 50 years is the practice of gratitude. And so in this moment of the service, I want to always affirm that we are so grateful for the time, the precious time given to this ministry. We are so grateful for the many gifts and talents that show up and are given in and as and through so many of you. And we are grateful for the financial support that serves to support all the many programs and things that we are being called to be in this community and far beyond. And so in this moment, I invite us all to just join together to bless the financial offerings that are yours to choose to give to us at this time, whether you hold them in your hands now or just in your hearts if you give through other means. The words are on the screen. If you join with me in affirming that divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful. Amen.
There are times in my life when I am stronger than I've ever been. And there's times in my life when I believe I can do no wrong. There are moments when yes, I can believe I'm shining brighter. Sister, stand up, believe in all that you can be. Brother, remember who you are. Be strong, hold tight to that vision, 'cause no one can ever take that away from you. Be strong, live your life with passion. Keep on and hold tight to your vision. There are mountains to climb, more songs to sing, and tears to be cried. There be mountains of lost, moments of winning, a lifetime of love. If I just keep in mind, without any doubt, that I'm flying higher. Sister, get up, believe in all that you can be. Brother, you've got to know who you are. Be strong, hold on to that vision,
beautiful affirmation. Hold tight to your vision. Hold tight to your vision. Thank you to Reverend Fred and the UCOP trio and to everyone who helps to create this service, including each and every one of you in each and every seat, and those of you joining us online. We co-create this experience together, and it is beautiful. So thank you for that. And we want to highlight with a special feeling and heartfelt gratitude for our ushers, our greeters, and our welcome team for all of the work that you do week after week. So please rise if you serve on any of those teams. Yes. All right, so join us in the cafe there for some little treats afterwards, and let's speak the truth of our mission statement as Unity Church of Overland Park. So we open the hearts, we expand to who we are in the world together. Unity Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world. Yes, we do. All right, we're about halfway through this series, so next week, the 4th week, more equals give. More equals give, and we'll welcome Pancho back for music. All right, let's stand and sing our closing song.
I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see the beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what life brings. I see God in everything. I feel joy, I feel peace. I see goodness surrounding me. I feel love in every breath I breathe. I feel God in everything. I feel happiness, I feel freedom. I feel the beauty that lives in me. I feel perfection in what life brings. I feel God in everything. I choose joy, I choose peace. I choose goodness surrounding me. I choose love in every breath I breathe. I choose God in everything. I choose happiness, I choose freedom. I choose the beauty that lives in me. I choose perfection in what life brings. I choose God in everything. I know peace. I know goodness surrounding me. I love joy in every breath I breathe. I know God's in everything. I know happiness, I know freedom. I know the beauty that lives in me. I know perfection in what life brings. I know God in everything. I know God in everything.
And now please join me in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a beautiful spring break week. You don't have to be in school to have a spring break. Come on, light that
imagination.